Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just pulled up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need it.
One drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things I want to tell you is brought to you by Dispose LLC. This is a garbage company that's been doing great things. I want to continue doing great things for you. And all you got to do is go to the website, type in Dispose LLC, and you can see all the wonderful trucks, all the areas that we cover. And you never know, you might call and you might get me at what? Dispose LLC.
Yes.
Now, let me get back to the person that's been rocking with me now going on 5 years, September 17. Give y'all remember day. How you doing tonight, Craft Big Baby?
Man, I'm doing lovely, bro.
Man, you still over there glowing, bro.
Everything's good, man. Everything's
I mean,
good.
week after week.
Week
You
after
can't
week.
have a bad week ever.
Yeah, I have them out all the time. I just
Okay.
don't call them that.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? I just say
Call them
it's
something
an
different.
opportunity to look up, you know?
Okay.
An opportunity to see something better, something greater, you know?
And that's how you make
You
change,
never let
right?
circumstance hold you down, right?
Okay.
You got to always be bigger than your circumstance. That's what life is really about, you know? If you find your circumstances bigger than you, you've already lost. You see what I mean?
Okay, that's different. I like that. I like that. It's a different way of looking
Yeah.
at situations to get a more positive result.
And that's what we're all about right here on Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building, baby.
And we are here to liberate your minds with a great dialogue. We want to just chop it up over a grand conversation. And tonight we're going to be talking about, have you ever been injured during sex? If so, how? Right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to chop it up on the subject. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want you folks to stick around. We just hope this is an opportunity to, give you some real truth and a real look and real perspective at the world. Hopefully you can identify with it and grow in some way. So thank you again for being here tonight. Of course, we always start the show off with a prayer.
We gonna need it.
And I got one lined up.
Oh,
Jay.
we definitely gonna need it.
All right. So tonight I wanted to talk about clearing the path to happiness.
Okay.
Clearing the path to my happiness. And so, Heavenly Father, we come into your presence tonight, just thanking you once again for all that you are in our lives. You are our everything. And we give you all the praise and all the worship, Heavenly Father. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would clear the path to happiness tonight. That you would open doors of opportunity and refresh and renew our lives for peace and happiness. That you would grant us a greater life, a bigger life, a bolder life. That you would let us be filled with joy and peace on the inside, Heavenly Father, regardless of the circumstances. Let us now, Father, receive new information so that we can make better decisions. Remove that which hinders or restricts our happiness and replace it with something even more creative and more loving, even better. We're asking, Father, that you would destroy the enemy against our happiness. Destroy sorrow and suffering. Destroy pain and problems. Destroy our lack of self-love. Give us, Father, an open and free and clear path to our very own happiness. Be here with us in this show. Bless us with your word. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ooh-wee. We need that prayer. Especially other what we talking about.
Yeah. Open new way. Oh yeah, what we talking about tonight?
Yeah.
Open new ways, new paths to happiness. You know.
Yeah. That's one of them.
Sometimes in life you have to just take a step away from your entire life and ask yourself, what needs to happen? What do I need to be doing? Do I need to be doing this? Do I need to be doing that? Step away from life and say, is this thing that I've got right now, is it right for me? And if it's right for me, then you can go back in. You can come off the sideline knowing what you're fighting for. But if it's not for you, then you might want to turn around and look at the other field. Right? Right? You might want to leave that game all alone altogether. Right? But if you never stand on the sideline, you can never ask the Lord to clear your path to happiness. Because you won't have the perspective to be able to see from one place where you're trying to get to another. Right?
Sound like to me somebody playing on somebody else's field.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you get out there, and I love how the analogy you gave, because I really like to say when you really step back, you'll start seeing you ain't even playing in the right place.
Right.
And I like to say the problem with today is we so close to everything that we feel like we make everything work, but everything is not for us.
Right.
So the more we do this, the more we got to realize it doesn't work the way we want it to all the time. But when you're in the right place, he has it set up for it to be successful.
Yes.
We try to make success out of what we want, and he has something else for us.
Yes.
And I like to say the challenge is trying to make that work when there was no success story at all.
Yeah.
But see, we didn't ask him.
Yeah.
We wanted it. We tried to achieve it. But then when you got to him, you start realizing things change, and then it happened for you.
You know what? It's time for us to move on. But one thing that comes out of there is we are always getting in the way of God's blessings. And we need to check ourselves on that, because he has something much greater than we can even conceive. And if you're not operating, if you're not living in the glory and basking in the majesty of his blessings, then you're probably leaving some blessings on the table.
Because I felt like I wasn't working in this grace today, because I was outside that's hot as hell.
Yeah.
He put me through hell. I don't know where I need to be.
He just had to remind you where you come from, right?
Where I don't need to be.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to our quote for today. Barb put this together. It's another fabulous quote.
In Georgia.
And it goes like this. We need to stop talking about what we will be doing for the community and our friends and our families. Sometimes people don't appreciate the things that we do, but it's not up to them, but the man above. It's time to make a stand for what we want and what we want in our tribe, and stand by each other no matter the circumstances.
Man. Now Barb knows she was wrong for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a dagger.
That was a dagger.
Yeah, it was too. She got me. What it is she get me is we do a lot of things, and we do it all the time, and it shows like no appreciation half the time, and it comes out of our pocket. So to us, when we doing a lot of things, they automatically asking us, you know, what we doing for back to school, they don't understand that came out our pocket. So she's still like, yo, what can we still do? Because everybody just think like we got this abundance, like people are doing so much for us, and it's not really like that. But what I can tell her, if I can sacrifice and I can make something happen, I'll do it. I'm doing it for somebody else's kids just because I got that kind of love.
Right.
And she do too, because that's what she brought me. Because again, we're gonna still do it.
Yeah. Two things that come out for me in this entire quote is community service. We should all be doing some form of it. We should all be giving back in some way. If you can't tithe money, tithe your time, tithe your old clothes, tithe an effort to get somebody else some clothes, right? But we should always be giving back, and so community service is important. But it's not to be talked about. You know, you want to build yourself up and big yourself up about what you do for the less fortunate. That is between you and God and the less fortunate, and not to be bragged upon. In fact, I think some of those braggings will probably work against you. And ultimately, it's about us standing up for what we stand for. And that means, you know, getting in the community, doing something. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but if you're sitting on the sideline, we need you. We need you in the game. These kids need your intelligence. They need your experiences. They need your help. They need your support. They need your guidance. The world needs you. Every person, you know, who could possibly hear this, you should know that you are needed in this world. And what the little things, just sometimes the little things, a smile sometimes on a rainy day of another person can be a bright light, just enough for them to keep going. Patting them on the back and telling them you're proud of them or you love them or it's nice to meet you and etc. You know, we got to find ways to pour love, because that's the only way we survive. We're all living according to karma. And if you're not giving, you're probably not receiving. So maybe it's time to check yourself on this one.
Ooh, okay, Ice Cube.
Huh?
Well, you wreck yourself, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I just...
I ain't gonna say it.
It just came out like that, right? It just came out like that.
It's not hard to me, I like it.
Yeah, she left. Do we have time for a crowd segment, man?
Man, go ahead, baby. We're gonna make it happen.
You know, I don't know. What's on your mind, Jay? You got something you want to talk about in the way of development or health or life? What's your greatest issue in life now?
Well, mine is actually for us to pay more attention to ourselves. You know, a lot of times I care for others more than I care about myself, and that's sad.
Yeah.
Your care starts with you.
Ooh, that's
and
good.
One of the things that I really concern myself with is I'm looking for everybody else to be okay, and I'm not.
Yes.
So how in the world can you care for others and you ain't even showing to care for you? And going to the doctor and getting checked out is just one of the small steps. And us men normally stay away. We work our way the other direction. And I like to push us more in the future to care about ourselves.
Yes.
Get checked out. You know, the pains that we feeling, that's not really normal. Let's just don't chomp them up to don't worry about it. I really feel like, get with your doctor. I didn't even like mine at first. But I had to get to know her, she had to get to know me, and now we're on a path of health and wellness. We need to get together with ones that care and show care for each other.
Yeah, that's so important, Jay. Caring for self. And there's so many ways to care for yourself. Maybe you just need a vacation and you need a rest. And you keep pushing yourself and you keep going and you keep grinding and you keep fighting. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with the struggle, but a dead battery is good to nobody.
No.
If you're not getting rest, you are really putting unnecessary weight on yourself. And
Right.
I think to some degree you're carrying more weight than you should carry, which means you're shortening your lifespan.
And
Take care of yourself,
I
right?
totally agree
Take
with
care of yourself. And as simple things, drinking plenty of water. You do not know how important water is to the human body.
if you was outside today, yes, you do.
And if you're, especially if you're outside in this heat like we are nowadays, you gotta pour it in. You gotta put it in whether you want to put it in or not. Taking your vitamins every day, making sure you eat good, healthy foods. You know, making sure you eat on time. You know, don't let yourself get super hungry before every time you eat. Every time you eat, it's because you're starving. Don't let it get like that. Give yourself a regular meal. Put yourself on a regular pace. Make sure you get some snacks. Put some, you know, Little Debbie's or whatever in your pocket, you know. But find a way to take care of yourself. And let me just say this before we move on. The most important thing that you can do to take care of yourself is pray.
Okay.
There is nothing more powerful that we know of
Mental
than
health.
prayer. Prayer is
Mental health.
more powerful than nuclear energy. I promise you, it changes things in a very, very drastic and powerful way. When you can see it, you can say
Right.
words, and 2-3 hours later, days later, you can see that word come into life.
Right.
And that's how you take care of yourself. Ask God for what you need. God, I need a better appetite. God, I need to lose some weight. God, I need more discipline to get my workout program. God, I need to, you know, whatever that happens to be. Maybe for some of you, that's going out and buying a weapon and getting a gun and making sure your house and your home is secure.
Okay.
Making sure that, you know, you vet your teachers, you vet the people coming around your house a little more. Maybe whoever knows what that is for you. But do something to care more for yourself.
I like that. I like that.
Are we ready to go to break? How long we got? About 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. I'm ready for tonight's topic,
How are you?
but I think we need to go ahead and set this up
Why?
because we're talking about, have you ever been injured during sex?
It sounds like a failure.
It
If you got injured somewhere along the line, something didn't work out right.
But it also talk about, you have to talk about the act of sex. And I just want to warn all our folks out there, get your youth, get your kids, just put them away, put your earphones in, your earpods, because we probably going to talk about the real tonight. And we only got an hour for our show, and so we want to make sure that we hit this thing with a bang.
We're going to hit it with a
And
bang.
so, yeah, I know we are.
Just don't be calling in with the bull. Just listen. Anybody knows when you're having sex, anything can happen. We get more than wild moments. For any of y'all that want to write in, Bar Talk Confession, okay? You can write in to us, and we can talk about yours on the sideline, on YouTube, or whatever. Because we open it up. That's what we do. We pour out. We try to pour out our problems. Because, again, if you had an injury while you was having sex, you had a failure. Okay? We need to talk about it. Pour it out with us. Okay? And I'm going to laugh with you. I'm going to laugh at you. But what?
It ain't always a failure. Sometimes it's circumstantial, bruh.
I mean, if the person going to the hospital is a failure.
Yeah.
If somebody got injured and they went away and they're on a gurney You looking at me talking about they went in the wrong hole. I don't think it worked out well for them.
I ain't got no gurney stories.
Oh, well, stay tuned tonight, baby.
I got some pain stories though.
I got some
pain stories for sure tonight.
I got one off the rip.
Make sure you put the kids away. This is Grown Folk Talk. If you cannot finish the show, come back, listen to it. We used to be a 2-hour program. We're now an hour program, hoping that we can, magnify our program in just an hour and give you an opportunity to hear, our dialogue and some of this good word and good messages that's coming out. So we certainly appreciate you folks. We are just about time to take our first break.
Woohoo!
And so I would like you folks to stay tuned with us. We're going to be playing some Minecraft clips, and we're going to be playing some commercials from Disposal. And we hope that you enjoy them. We want you to stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. We'll be right after this. Welcome back. And here we go.
It's on again.
Tonight's topic is, have you ever been injured during sex? And if so, how? Jay, where you want to start at?
All right. I'm about to get the first injury and it wasn't me.
Okay.
This is one of them situations I couldn't make this up if I wanted to.
Okay.
I had a female that came over and she was drinking prior to coming over.
Right.
And I didn't know. She was kind of tall, and she said, I love some tequila. I was like, well, I got some tequila. So she got her a glass of tequila. She poured it herself. Helped herself. Said, hey, my bar, feel free. She got it. So we went on upstairs. She got on my bed, and my bed sits up high.
Okay.
She already was kind of tall, so she get up and she said, ooh, I'm dizzy. And I'm walking to the other side of my bed, and I'm sitting there like, she had one drink. And she going around, bro, she did a head dive to my dresser.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, she hit it hard.
Oh.
I'm talking about blam. I was like, what do you do now? Because to me, she was hurt, okay? She was hurt. Yeah. That was not done on purpose. She did a headbutt to a dresser. I thought she broke the dresser. I was sitting here like, wow. So at this point, I totally failed her completely.
It wasn't your fault, man.
No, but I had no response and I didn't give no aid, no nothing. I sat there and I was like, oh. So
did you laugh before you?
No, I didn't. I didn't laugh, but she turned like, did you see that? I looked like, see what? See what? I want no parts of it, bro. Because to be honest, to see me getting sued because she did that, and she did it hard.
So apparently she had been drinking before she got there.
Right, and I didn't know. So when she had that tequila, it got her real good. So she said she's spinning.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she playing. So I'm like, okay, what kind of freaky stuff is this? Oh Lord, she ain't playing. She hurt. So
okay,
bro, she got up and a knot started forming on the top of her head.
Oh my God.
Okay, I was very nervous then. She was like, do I got a knot?
Yeah. And it ain't as big as it's gonna be, right?
And I said, well, let me give you a cold cloth, put it over it. Are you gonna make me go home? Yep.
Hey, she wanted you to make love to her, man. Why you ain't go ahead and do that, bro? You couldn't look down at her.
She was already injured. I'm already gonna see you to Grady, but you already was. She was a gurney away, bro. She was toe up.
Oh wow.
And my whole thing was, I really felt like not just responsible, but I felt like it was such a tragedy.
You felt
like
bad.
I did. If you was that clumsy, I'd put you on the floor. I'd never put you up high.
I carried you to the bed.
It's something. You didn't do well.
So was she a clumsy person or was she drunk? Was she both?
That was the first time. I couldn't tell you. It didn't work out well.
I wonder if she would say that's her first time.
All I can tell you, it was the first and it was the last.
Oh
I ain't seen it since. I mean, she called,
okay.
checked them.
Okay. Head knock because of drunks. That's one injury. Now there are, you know, I had a conversation with somebody about, you know, all the possibilities of this situation here, being injured during sex. There's lots of ways to get injured during the sex.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, we can cover a few of them and see if you ever had any issue with this, Jay.
I gotta give one more, man.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
gotta give, because I gave you one to somebody else.
Yeah,
Let me give you mine that was embarrassing.
go ahead.
This one right here.
Make it quick.
Okay, I don't know if I can make it quick enough, but I'm gonna
Okay.
give it as fast as I can. I had a Charlie horse, and
Right.
I'm in the midst, and I felt my leg cramping up, so I'm trying to kick it out, you
Right,
know, to
right.
keep it from tightening all the way up.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about." So she thinking, you know, is some extra freaky stuff going on, and I'm telling her, "Oh man, my leg." She's like, "It's okay, I feel it." I'm sitting here like, "Oh no, you all that is cramping up." "Oh yeah, it's cramping on me too." So I'm trying to lean back, she leaning back. The cramp came all the way in. Cramp. I'm trying my best to get
All
my
the way
leg
in.
all stretched out.
Right.
And she steadily, "Oh yeah, what I'm talking about." I'm to a point where I'm like, "Listen, no, you're hurting me. No, it's good to me." It was no good communication at this time. It was a total failure. I was in pain and she didn't care.
And she didn't give a damn.
She was like, "I'm getting mine, and if your leg fall off, so be it."
A Charlie horse is one of them things that will get you every time. And there ain't nothing you can do but stretch out.
That bananas, potassium, help,
you-
Brother Island.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get up for that, you know.
Yeah.
But by the time that thing come
Yeah,
on
you through.
Yeah.
You through.
I remember my first lesson with a Charlie horse as a young man. I think I was 16, 17 in the car, and I was trying to get on the floorboard in the car, and
All right,
they
Craig.
tightened up on me. Woo, boy, I got out of there. I had to get out of there and limp around for a little while. You know, one of the things I like, and I'm just saying some, you know, just some personal things to make the show kind of fun. Somehow or another, I love to be on my tippy toes, right? Right?
Oh,
If I'm standing up or if I'm on the bed, I like to be on my toes.
You like to make sure. See what? Okay.
Right? But there's a whole lot that can happen when you're on your toes. Them Charlie horses is one of them. You know?
It'll take you off your toes.
Yeah.
You're gonna be off your toes.
You can hurt your back. You know what I'm saying? You can catch all kind of back spasms and all kinds of stuff. And you can also sprain your toe.
Damn. I ain't never did that one.
I did that a couple of times.
You sprung your toe?
I sprung my toe.
Oh, you put your toe up in it.
Yeah, you know, I'm not the tallest guy, so if I got a long-legged woman, I might be...
Oh, you had to climb. Oh, you climbed that tree.
I gotta reach a little higher, a little taller.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I gotta have a little more effort to get up there, see? And I messed around and sprained that toe. I was limping for about a week, man. Not to mention in my latter days, I had a little touch of the gout. And that big
that'll
toe...
mess you up. Yeah,
don't
that'll
you
mess
know?
you up right
Yeah,
there.
that toe is tender, man.
Oh, Lord.
Tender. Have you ever fell out of a bed, Jay?
No, yes, I have. Yes, but luckily that bed wasn't that high. But yes.
Okay.
And
Having sex?
yeah.
Okay.
Now, really, was that really afterwards?
Yeah.
I thought I was further in.
And
You know,
I
you
went,
try to
yeah,
roll
and
out.
you slide.
I was trying to do a smooth right.
Yeah.
Blah. I was already on the edge.
I was
Blah.
already on the edge. And I went down kind of head first, face first, so I could catch myself, you know. Luckily, and I caught the back of her head. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So it didn't hit the ground, you know. But, you know, sex can be, it can be dangerous. You remember the show? There used to be this show where people have to go to the emergency room because something happened during the sex. You know, they was having sex in the, you know, in the barn or something, and something was cutting his foot, or you know, some mosquito or something, you know, went up his butt. But
See? That's why I don't go to no bars.
there were a lot of occasions. There was a lot of occasions where people end up in trouble.
Now, I could definitely believe that, man, because I'm like, when I first thought about this, I was thinking about like the carpet burns. Everybody had some of them.
Listen, carpet burns is a good one.
Let me tell you something. That's very so, because at the time,
real.
I worked through it, because, you know, it was just feeling so good. You know, hey, I'm going to go ahead and finish this. But I felt it on my knees, and I knew it was a little sting.
It was a little tender.
But my whole thing was, I'm going to finish this. She was all into it.
Right.
I went all in.
Right.
Man, afterwards, I ain't going to lie and say I felt it immediately. But then later on that night, and it scabbed up. Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
You hated the fact that you did it that long, and it caused that much irritation.
Yeah. You know, one thing I have decided, and I decided this many years ago, that if I was under some kind of duress, like rug burn, I was gonna stop and fix it, right? Because I went through that period where I didn't stop and fix it, and then I'd be in trouble, right? Sometimes you can't even enjoy the rest of the week or the rest of the weekend. So what better to just take a couple minutes.
Put a blanket,
blanket, a nice towel, put your pillow or something down.
Or get back in the bed.
Yeah, or change positions or whatever I got to do.
Just stop that from happening.
Stop the pain, right? Rug burns is another one. You know, another common one for men.
What's that?
Condom burns.
Yes.
And, I think women probably experience that as well. Women experience condom burns every once in a while. Yeah.
Dryness doesn't work good for nobody.
Yeah, you hit a dry
spot. Remember them back in the day, they had them powder rubbers.
That's why you had liquor.
Condom burns?
Yeah, I'm talking about, you remember them powder back in the day?
Hey, listen, one of our studio people said, well, how does that work? Condom burns, what is that?
Wait.
You don't know what that is, boo? So, if you got
getting the wrong side or something.
Put on too big. It's burning. He said put water on it. Put water on it.
Oh, condom really get you.
That's a finger. Not wrong.
When it get dry,
it irritate the skin. Anything dry ain't never good.
It'll irritate the skin. It'll pull some skin off of there. And you might go hard and don't even realize it.
It'll bust.
Until the next day. Right?
Okay. Well, hold on, man. I got a surprise. Hold on. Did the person that said he couldn't make it all of a sudden?
I think he made it.
You there?
Brother Jay, Brother Kraft, what's going on, fellas?
Man, we surprised. What's up, my brother?
How you doing, man?
Man, listen, I'm here at this conference, and they're not getting started on time. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well go ahead and call in and represent on the show.
All right, that's my boy. See how you make things happen. That's Jeffrey.
Man, but listen, here's the thing. This is going to come completely off the dome, so I am not responsible for anything I'm about to say, because it was hot as hell in Atlanta today.
Yes.
And traffic was super duper crazy in Atlanta today.
Yes.
But still, my granddaughter, she loves me. My son and my daughter, they love me. My 9 brothers and sisters love me too. And of course, my mother loves me. But in spite of all of that, you know what time it is.
Yes.
It's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now listen, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get into that, here is my disclaimer. Now, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them, because you're about to learn something. Now, ladies, you go first off the top of the dome. All right, ladies, a lot of y'all are single simply because you don't know what the hell you want. I don't care what you say. We can ask you what you want for dinner. You say, I don't know. We can ask you where you want to go. I don't know. You can say, what do you want to do? You say, I don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. I need you to understand something, ladies. This is a sign of indecisiveness and poor communication skills. Because let us come back and not bring your ass something, oh, it's hell to pay. And that makes no sense. And because we like to make logical sense, well, we believe your senseless ass single.
For a very long time.
That is awesome, my brother. We won't even comment on that.
Not at all.
We hand it back over to you.
All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next.
Darn it.
All right, fellas, some of y'all are single simply because you don't understand the value of money. I need you to understand what I'm saying. See, listen, fellas, when you got your money right, women will lower their voice when they speak to you. Fellas, I need you to understand something. When you got your money right, you got a lot more latitude in what you can do and get away with in a relationship. Fellas, when your money is right, I need you to understand that the tolerance level of that woman, it goes up exponentially because you got your money right. I need you to understand something. Having confidence is wonderful. Having a great skill set is wonderful. But having your money right is a game changer. But your ass is broke, making $2.50 an hour, worrying about Dr. Dre's divorce settlement. Ain't nobody looking for you, fella, because you ain't got no gold to dig. Right. And that's why your ass is single.
You ain't got no gold to dig.
He ain't got no job for it anyway.
I love it, my brother. Woo. And back to you, Brother Jeffrey. That's good, man. That's good.
All right, now, I need you to understand that in our community, men and women, as a relationship, we are walking around with broken wings. As a community, what we have to do is dig down past the hurt, dig down past the trauma, and dig down past the damage until we get to our dreams. When we get past all that trauma, all that drama, all that damage, and get down to our dreams, it gives us something to focus on. Do you think that our ancestral slaves were just focused on what was happening in the now? No, they were focused on their dreams. That's what got them through. That's what kept them going. Something being better for their children, for posterity. So when we focus on our dreams, a road will be built for us that nobody else can see because the vision ain't theirs.
Right.
It's ours. And once we start to focus on our goals and our dreams, well, then our kids have an example to follow. And when our kids have an example to follow, there's a standard that we set for themselves. And that standard will help to rebuild our community. And once we do that, we will be a force to be reckoned with. That's all off the dome, and that's all I got.
Ooh, you said a lot for off the dome.
You said a lot for off the dome. Focus on our dreams, focus on our goals, man. We need that message more and more and more, my brother. I'd love to get your point of view on the subject for tonight. It goes like this, Brother Jeffrey. Have you ever been injured during sex? And if so, how?
Oh my goodness.
Tell it, Jeffrey, tell it!
Man, you know, I took a young lady out for a birthday dinner. We had a great day. It was a whole day birthday celebration. And we couldn't even make it out of the car into the apartment. So I'm in the passenger seat just going to town.
Right.
And brother, she had on these control top panties that were rubbing against my manhood.
Yeah.
And scraped it down. But because we were in the middle of it, I refused to give in and stop because I was drilling her properly.
Right.
But afterwards, I recognized that I had rubbed the skin so raw.
Ooh.
And it burned so much that I was incapacitated for the next 3 days. So that's my sexual injury right there.
Now where's the cover?
Listen, we know that one so well. We didn't mean to put your business on the spot. But listen, that old scuff scrape, boy, that thing ain't nothing to play with at all. We just talked a little bit about condom burns and you know. Listen, we always appreciate you, Brother Jeffrey. Any parting words for us, man?
No, that's all I got, fellas. I'm going to get back down to this conference, man, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
Hey, thank you for joining us, man. We greatly appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, later.
All right. All right, folks, we're about to go ahead and take our next break. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Try to do the best they can for you. And then it shows you your drive.
Yes.
Have one, get one, find one.
You know, Jay, I have a huge and astronomical opportunity before me. I sold a customer a car about a month ago.
Okay.
And he and I have become buddies, and chopped it up a couple of times, and had lunch, and just talked a little bit about business. And he is a very important person at a big company here in town.
Okay.
And he has a leadership role, and he has asked me to join him in doing a presentation on some training and development stuff.
Okay.
And let me tell you, man, I am so excited because if one group even likes what I do,
right,
I have the ability to hand it off to thousands of people. And I'm just so excited, man. It's just, Jeffrey's dedication, and my dedication, I'm just seeing myself in who he is, and his ability to be a leader here with us. So it's all about who you know.
Yes.
And it's all about those people who can make things happen, and showing up and showing out. And, there's just so many lessons in what we're doing around here. Let's get back to our show.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever been injured during sex? Now, I want to take this to the extreme.
Go for it.
Just a moment, just for the sake of understanding, right?
Go for it.
How relevant is this question? Have you ever been injured during sex?
I think it's very relevant.
There are many people who have lost their lives as a result of sex. There are many people who have been hurt for their entire lives through sex, right? It can injure you, and people don't think of it in that way, but you can't just be going around having sex with everybody all the time. It just doesn't work. That is a formula that is going to cause you to get injured during sex.
I'm gonna tell you all day long, I totally agree with you, because see, somebody told me a long time ago, you can't keep doing all what you do, because sooner or later it's gonna catch up to you.
Okay.
And it did. I met this female, and she cute, and she done gave me diabetes. I'm talking about they gave me the sugars. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know no sugars was. Well, how you gonna? She got me where I gotta go see somebody.
She must got that snap back.
It was snapping, and it hit me like that fly just hit me. It's one of those situations.
Yeah.
That I tell people all the time. You gotta watch it.
I gotta break some news to you.
What's that?
It wasn't her.
It wasn't?
No.
I already had it.
No.
I'm still blaming. She did it. She did it.
You see that wall of glass behind us? It was that caused it.
Oh, that was it? Back there?
Yeah.
But she was in front of me. She was backing it up at that time.
She was backing it up.
She was backing it up.
She wasn't killing you. It was the glass
It seemed like
that was killing us. You know what I mean?
Especially when I be talking to my doctor. When doctor be saying, you got to get some levels down and sugars. So you trying to say it really wasn't her?
Yeah.
Really wasn't?
You remember Red Fox said that he said he had menopause. And Lamont said, Pops, he said, Pops, you can't get menopause. He said, maybe I caught it off some woman.
Yeah. Now see, he might got a point there.
So, listen, people have lost their lives, and that's the point to make. And there probably need to be a moment of silence for those people who have lost their lives because of sex. But there are STDs out there in the world, and they will take ownership of you and your privates and your members, and they will
kill you,
destroy you. They will change your life dramatically in a
Don't
very
be worried
short
about
period
this Delta and coronavirus.
Yeah, the Delta and coronavirus ain't got nothing on these STDs.
They got some stuff out there shoot fire.
Yeah, and you don't want none of that. I think the point tonight here, and we get into the last 15 minutes of the show, I think the point tonight here is that we got to be careful during sex. Sometimes you can injure your body, you can get muscles pulled, and you can have scuff marks and condom burns and all that stuff, but sometimes you might just get burned, and that's what we don't want.
No.
And so you got to make good decisions, but there is the possibility for you to be hurt during sex. And for those men who the condom broke and they didn't pull out, and they just decided that they was gonna trust that she said she was on the pill or she da 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 da. Those men ended up with children, and they own your ass for a lifetime. You can get injured during sex, and you know, you might not look at that as an injury, but you know, potentially you might have gone on and did more things and met more people and, you know, achieved more things in your life. Maybe a whole completely different path, because you didn't have to stay at home. You didn't have to, you know, you didn't have to spend that money on taking care of a child. You spent that money on building your future and building your life and buying real estate and taking, you know, taking vacations and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So there is the possibility to get hurt during sex. And so some of the other things, I don't know, what else you experienced?
I ain't gonna lie, one other experience I had, and she didn't really know, but she wanted to go and she wanted to do fellatio. She wanted to go down, and she said, you know, I want to try something on you. And I'm like, really?
Okay.
So, sure.
Let's try.
Not knowing,
You ain't gonna
she
hurt me.
had no idea.
Yeah.
And she started off fine.
Yeah.
In the midst, open it up, open your mouth. What you doing?
Open your mouth.
She taking her tongue and pushing it all across her teeth like Marco Polo, bro. We got some problems here. Oh, this don't even feel good at this point.
I know teeth don't feel sharp to the tongue,
Bro, let me
but
tell you
it feel
something.
real sharp to the Johnson.
I'm gonna tell you, it was real
Yeah.
sharp, and the teeth was like jagged. So,
Oh my God.
this was really bad. It was
Really bad.
It was like,
And what do you do when it's like that, Jay? How did you
Stop.
respond? Stop. Stop.
immediately.
Hold on.
Stop. Yeah, because it was. You
It's
heard
not
it.
it's not
You
gonna
heard
get
me.
any better.
You
Yeah.
heard
And did you try to coach her and then start
I
back?
couldn't coach at that point. I had to withdraw. That had to leave that area.
Yeah.
That was a danger zone. Yeah, too much going on. It wasn't in my favor. I was like, oh, forget this. Listen. She was like, am I doing something wrong? Yes.
I wonder if women, you know, men actually have experienced that. You know, any man who's ever, you know, had oral sex done to him, that he's probably experienced that a little bit. Some teeth, you know what I'm saying? It's a little uncomfort, you know, a little scrape here, da 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 da. I wonder if women experience that.
Man, I had a woman tell me.
She tell you what?
That somebody was sucking on it so hard that it was so aggressive that it didn't feel good.
It didn't feel
And
good.
then he was trying to suck it between his. He had a gap in his tooth and tried to suck it between.
Oh Lord!
Tried to suck it between the gap. And
I bet.
I was just telling you, say, it wouldn't be.
I guess it worked for his last girlfriend.
It didn't work with her. And that's another thing. What works with one does not work with another.
Does not work with
We
another.
gotta stop feeling like we are a master
Yes.
of what we really don't always understand.
Yes.
Because I always say every woman is different. I'll never want to say I mastered anything.
Yes.
But what makes you a master is when you confide into a person.
Yeah.
At that point, you're not doing that with every. That is you two. You got to know a person.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how good you are. You will never be good enough if you can't understand a person.
Right.
Because you thinking you pleasing.
You thinking you pleasing, but you really not pleasing. You are, you know, hurting.
You're just taking
making
up
them- you're making them
time,
uncomfortable.
and you might be giving them enough little small satisfaction that they just good with you. But that one good person, that person will make your day because they gonna let you know it ain't just that experience, it's your life.
Yeah.
They gonna bring more out of you because they see more in you.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is we think we all that because of sex.
Yeah.
Sex that's all you got. I'm gonna say that's the smallest thing you can ever have.
Yeah.
I like to say it's an additive that makes things nice, but what makes it even better is your drive.
Absolutely.
I love to fall in love with a person with a drive because that person ain't looking at me, they looking at their drive, but then they looking at my drive, and then we work with each other.
Yeah.
And at that point, we make our sex the same thing. She starts showing me how she like it, I start showing her how I like it, and after a while, we don't got to talk anymore.
And see, you bring up a whole nother, you know, kind of episode in this sex thing is communication. You know, if you need it a little faster, a little harder, if you need it a little to the left, a little to the right, if you want to switch position, if this position ain't comfortable, you got to communicate.
Yes.
You got to talk openly so that it can be an enjoyable experience for
Or
both
put
people.
them in position.
Right. Or put
You know,
them
a
in
lot of
position.
men feel like they got to be on top. You got to dominate. No, let a woman take control. You'd be surprised. You might be up there and you could be in a spot where she always kind of want, but you never hit it. She get on top. She controls that whole.
She controls
Next thing you
everything.
know, when you was going hours, it takes minutes.
Right.
She about to fall off. She already done. Why? Because she know how to please her.
She's hitting
but
her
I
spot.
want to know how.
Right.
So you get up there and I see that, I know how to better please you.
Right.
We so scared, no, I gotta be dominant, I gotta be on top. What you mean you have to be? If y'all are both doing this together, it should be pleasurable to both.
Right.
You try to act like only thing happening is when I'm on top. It makes you, no, because you stuck in your way.
Right.
Because of what somebody else said.
Right.
Get that out your head and realize who you with. Listen to her. She might not be saying that at all. And then you can start experiencing things without getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because again, if you don't know, you're going to be doing things that you kind of like on a limb with.
Yeah.
That can get you hurt. That's when you're on the edge because she finally moaned. She wasn't moaning before. I finally, but you went all the way from the center of the bed to the edge of the bed to finally get in the moan. You like, I'm going to get this one now. And then you fall off.
Oh.
Now to her, you fell off a long time ago.
Right.
She was just happy that you got off.
Right.
And that's what happens a lot of the time. Take your time to learn the person you want because I promise you they will center you and help you compared to push you. Because my whole thing is anybody tell you to hurry up is because they tired of you. Because anybody that love you would never want to rush you.
Yeah. You know, there's a couple other things here as we close out. We just got a few more minutes for the show. You know, there's one thing that I always wanted to communicate with women.
What's that?
Right? Is that, you know, when you let's call him John.
Okay.
When you grab John, right?
Yeah.
John is not like the flagpole. Yeah. John has skin on it, and it needs to be touched tenderly. You don't grab it and just be pulling on it, especially if it ain't no juices around it.
Right.
You got to be careful, right?
Very
But
careful.
when you go to rub down on the jewels, you got to rub them even more tender, right? You don't just grab it. Yeah, Fondo.
We give a little class here, give a little class. Hope them young ones asleep. A little class. Ease.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
There you
Slow
go.
motion.
There you
I'm
go.
just trying to tell
There
you.
you go.
And hum on them. If you ain't with your hum. Grab. You can't go wrong because the mouth is closed, so you can't be roughing it or nothing. Humming.
Jay, you sound like you might need a vibrator or something.
I'm just saying it's getting real close to it. You don't know. At this point, everything is mellow. Ain't nobody mad. Everybody happy. We want to get back to a happiness.
Right.
And a lot of times we taking other people's experience and expecting the best from somebody else. And my whole thing is, no matter what you learn from somebody else, learn from the one you with.
Learn from the one you
Because the one you with can show you something totally different than the one you was with.
Right.
And if you really think about it, you don't really want what you was with. Because that's why your ass ain't.
You didn't want all of what
Right.
you was with.
So
Damn
if you
sure.
want some things and not all things, learn the one you with. And then now you can enhance what you had
Yes.
compared to what you had.
Yes.
Because you can't always get it back from the past.
Yes.
But you can make a better future.
Yes.
But my whole thing is you got to be willing to let some things go. And that's why I said the hurt people,
What about
hurt
this?
people. Sometimes
about-
let the hurt go.
Jay,
And I ain't hurt nobody.
Have you ever been hurt because the sex was bad? You ever feelings ever been hurt? Like, I can't believe I wasted my time with that. I don't even know what I was waiting on, what I was expecting, what I was looking for with that. You ever had
Hell
hurt
yeah.
feelings behind sex?
Hell yeah. I was hurt before I even got it.
Yeah. Before you even got it?
Before I even, because I was so wanting to get it, and there was a person that I've seen and I always wanted to be with, and it didn't work out at that time with them, and I finally got freed up where it could work out, and I was just expecting it to be the bomb, the way she always talked, how she held herself, and
Disappointed.
it was kind of like the disappointment because how she even carried herself when she came in to it wasn't really. It was like
It wasn't sexy.
yeah, it was like
She was turning
okay,
you
this
off.
is what I want. Yeah, you see it, nigga, and you like, well, this I thought you looked a little better than this. So we get into it, and it's like, damn. And she look at me like, oh, it's good, ain't it? And I'm sitting there like,
No.
when you get off, because at this point I had my own disappointment
Right.
in how she was doing it and what she was doing. So the expectations
She
left.
didn't live up to it.
But to
Yeah.
her, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad I finally got with you. And I'm sitting there like, I'm not, I was in a different place. Now, I could have stopped it sooner, but I stopped it before it was ever finished.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point where I wasn't going to be happy regardless.
Yeah, there was just nothing in it for you.
Nothing.
Right? Yeah.
When I say nothing, bro,
Yeah. I've seen
it
that.
was an empty feeling with a person that I had much feelings for.
Yeah.
But the sexualness never came out. It was never exploited. It was never there. She never did anything even to arouse. It was like, you know, back in the day, and it was back in the day, she had that body.
Yeah.
She had that body that I don't think she had to do anything. Everybody just gonna want you. But you didn't have it
Yeah.
when I got with you.
Right.
You waited too long.
Right.
And what I got was some used product. And it wasn't even appetizing, okay? At that point, that was garbage. I got the garbage because you forgot what it takes to be happy.
Yeah.
And you gave me what somebody else told you was good. And it was straight garbage.
You know what, man? Women, I think women across the board. There's this old lady. She probably about 65. You know what I'm saying? She's still working. She's still doing her thing.
Right.
And somehow or another, we was all in a conversation, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is the greatest. This is the best ever." I think every woman thinks that, right? They think that they all got that fire, right? But it take work. You know, fire is work. You can have a great body, but if you don't put in work, then somebody
Let
gonna be
me tell you,
disappointed.
man. I've been with a female, and I've been with her long enough to realize when you get good is not when you think you good. It's when I see you change. Okay, a lot of times you do the same thing that you think pleases somebody or you thought made me happy. And when you just did that one little thing, and I call you on it, then you know how you changed the game.
Right.
When you walk away from me and you did that one little quick moment on me, and you left, and I said, you know something, you did that. You know you did that and you left. You
She
did.
changed it for you.
But how they do it is
Yeah.
because when they don't think of just you,
Right.
I did it for me.
Yeah.
She didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
She did it and she left because she wanted to show me how she felt.
Right.
But it showed me how I wanted to feel.
Woo, but it
Now,
sound
at
like
that
was
point,
making love.
it changes the game. That's why I said sex is amazing, but it's even better with a person that really see in you because they can enhance you. Because if you just doing it off of what you've been doing, it's just action.
There you go.
I've
This
been
is
there.
silly conversation. Have you ever been injured during sex? I think there was a few great points made here. A lot of fun stories about our lives and what has happened.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is unanimous. You can get injured during sex.
Yes, you can.
Sometimes it's children. Sometimes it could be STDs, scuff marks, carpet burn, Charlie horses. You can be drunk. You can bruise the balls, all kinds of stuff. Right?
Or you can wake up with somebody you didn't know what you woke up with.
Yeah, there you go. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show right now. This is our 1 hour set. We want to thank you folks for being here. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we're here every Thursday, Facebook Live, 7 to 9. And we'd love for you to come back and join us. Like us, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. We're all over the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. We're everywhere. Look for us. Like us, subscribe, share with all your friends and family. We love you folks. We appreciate you. And we look forward to talking with you next week. And with that, folks, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.